Jason Aldean.
Jason, how are you, bud?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing pretty good. I was, seeing that you're going to come back. We've announced that you are playing live again. It's on sale Friday, BonnarooFarm.com. But first of all, tell me about this show, and then at the end of you telling me about what the show is, like what in your mind right now, what's the first song you want to play when you finally get back on a stage?
We back. We back. It's been, it's as for everybody. I mean, it's been a long year for us and, a lot of people, but in the music industry, the artists and kind of the behind the scenes people too, our bands and crews and everybody involved. So, I think for us just to finally kind of get that glimmer of hope that things are somewhat getting back to normal for us is pretty exciting. So, we're getting the chance to go out, play a couple shows, and hopefully it's going to be the start of many, to come here over the next few months.
Jason Aldean live from the Bonnaroo Farm in Tennessee to the 2 nights of concerts, May 14th and 15th. Are you both of those nights, or are you just one of those nights?
No, we're both of those nights. So trust me, we need the practice. But yeah, we're going to do 2 nights there. It's kind of a limited capacity kind of thing, and trying to make sure that it's safe for everybody. I mean, it's I think there's maybe 5,000 people a night, and then we're doing these pods, like four-person pods or something like that. And so, trying to make it as safe for everybody, but still get a chance to, for people to watch a show and for us to get a chance to play a little bit and, kind of get everything moving in the right direction again.
Tickets on sale this Friday, BonnarooFarm.com. And they'll be sold in groups of 4, 8x8 pod, with pods arranged to follow 6 feet of distance, but you get to go to a live show. And I've said before, I think this late summer and fall, it's kind of, balls to the wall. Like it's time to play shows again. Most everybody will be vaccinated, and everybody that wants to be vaccinated will be vaccinated. So let's go. Right. Is that kind of what's happening in your head? Like you think fall, we're ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that'll be the case. I feel like with the vaccine, obviously it's put a lot more people's mind at ease, and and it's one of those things where people have the option now. If they're worried about COVID or whatever, they have a chance to go get vaccinated and make them feel better about it. And people that don't, that don't want to get it, don't have to. I kind of feel like if you choose to not get it and go to a show, then that's your prerogative, and it should be everybody's prerogative of whether they want to get it or don't or whatever. So I think for us, it's just making sure people feel comfortable about getting back around crowds like that, and so they can kind of have fun and not have to sit there and worry about who's standing next to them or whatever. So I think by the fall, I think it'll be getting better. I feel like that's probably when things will really open back up full time for us, I'm hoping.
Jason Aldean is on with us. Our producer, Raymundo, wanted to come to your house and do a version of Cribs. Any chance we can make that happen? Or just like a closet or like a fridge or something? Like,
yeah!
What?
Hey, come on, anytime. You guys have an open invitation, man.
That's not true. This is one of those showbiz things where Aldean's like, hey, man, come on by anytime you want. And then if we showed up, the cops would be there. Officer, we got 2. What?
Well, I'm clearly not working right now, so I'm at home most of the time. So you guys are welcome.
How many times a week? And I ask this because in my life, I've bought things, for example, like I bought a treadmill at one point in my life. I never used it, right? I bought a pool table. And I was like, why did I buy a pool table? I never use it. How many times a week do you use that bowling alley in your house?
On an average week, I don't really use it that much. But like yesterday, we had, Easter. We had everybody here at our house. And a lot of the family and stuff were over. And so my brother-in-law, Chuck Wicks, who he was out there. He loves to bowl. So a lot of times it's when people come over, they'll go out there and use it. But typically if it's just me and Britt here at the house with the kids, I don't go out there a whole lot. I have a golf simulator out there too. And I tend to use that more than I use the bowling alley.
Are you a good golfer?
No.
Oh,
there's definitely room for improvement. For sure.
Do you play with the whole country music golf crew, like the Charles Kellys, the Cole Swindells, Darius Ruckers? Do you ever get out there with those guys?
I haven't played with some of them. I mean, there's some of my friends that are songwriters in town, Dallas Davidson, Ernest, some of those guys, I'll go out and play some. But Charles and Darius they're another level. I think they're pretty good, and I don't need to go with those guys. I like to go out and have fun and, have a few beers and just have a good time. Those guys are too good to play with me.
I know you're a Post Malone fan, and we talk about him on the show. And, when he did the Brad Paisley cover, it was so good. He did I'm Gonna Miss Her. And we've been like, all right, let's get a Post Malone country album. If he did put out a Post Malone country album, or I guess if Post Malone did, would you hop on it if he asked you?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. My thing's always been, I like, anything that's cool, whether it's, R&B or pop or hip hop or whatever it is. And Post is one of those guys. I really love the stuff he's put out over the last few years. And so I've kind of become a big fan. I went to a show when he came to Nashville. I guess it was last year. I went to see him in concert there, and he's great, man. I mean, he's a great artist. So yeah, if he asked, I would definitely be on board.
And he's also someone who loves and genuinely respects country music, right? You can have different kinds of musical tastes, even yourself. Some would say that your country music is a brand of like rock country. Would you define yourself in that kind of country music category? It's more of a rock and roll style?
I mean, I would say there's definitely elements of that in there for sure. I mean, rock was a huge influence for me growing up, rock, Southern rock. But then obviously country was too. So I feel like, we have songs like Drowns of Whiskey and things like that are, a lot more on the traditional side. But, if I'm going to play a tempo song, I want it to have, I want it to sound like a rock and roll song. So, I mean, there's definitely a lot of that in there for sure. But, I've, like I said, man, I've just always been a fan of all different kinds of music. I just feel like if it's cool, it's cool.
You recently celebrated 6 years with your wife. What is the key to, in your opinion, a healthy marriage?
I think communication for sure. It's just, we talk about everything and we really are best friends. And I think that's the key. We try not to go, too long without seeing each other. I mean, there's times where I'll have to go out on the road and play shows or whatever, be gone for a few days. And at some points, like maybe a couple weeks, but I try to never go, no more than 2 weeks without ever coming home or seeing her or having them come out to wherever I'm at or whatever. So, but communication to me is the biggest thing, I think.
Jason Aldean is on with us. He just announced he's going to play 2 shows. It's really the first live music announcement, maybe since Miranda announced she was doing those shows at Billy Bob's. But we're slowly trickling in. He's doing these shows in a safe way, happening out at the farm at Bonnaroo. All right, man. Well, I think that's pretty much it. I had a lot of listeners hit me up because I said, hey, what is it about Jason you want to know? And probably 4 different people said he has an account on TikTok that he hasn't posted on since 2020. Like, are you just holding it for a big announcement? Like, why are you not doing dances on TikTok? I don't know what we're missing here, but you haven't been on there in a year.
Yeah, well, I think I got a little caught up in when TikTok was first kind of getting started. It was a new thing. I was like, all right, well, let me go create a TikTok account. And I think I posted 1 or 2 things on there. And then I'm just like, man, this is, I don't know. I'm just now figuring out Instagram. So now I got to figure out something completely different. I don't know. I'm just, when it comes to social media, I kind of get hot and cold. I'll get on something for a while, and then you'll see even on Instagram, I'll post a lot for a little bit, and then I won't post anything for a while. And so I think TikTok was kind of like that. I kind of got excited for a second and created an account and then just never really put anything on it.
I have to ask you this question because listeners, and it's written on a piece of paper here. You don't have to answer it, but it says, ask Jason if he ever thinks about reversing his vasectomy.
No. After 4 kids, no.
All right, there he is. Hey, get tickets at BonnarooFarm.com. Jason, nice job, and we'll see you soon. All right, man.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it, man.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me.
It's about